So this is the Burton Tusk Gore-Tex Pro 3-layer jacket. It's a jacket I just got this year and I'm fascinated by it. It's primarily a backcountry jacket, but it does so well as a resort jacket too. As you know, I occasionally split board. I often use my drift boards, testing solids, taking them up the hill before the lift's open to get some powder runs. And I want a jacket that can do well with that, but also do well on the resorts. And I also ride in the Pacific Northwest. It's very wet out here and I need the best weather protection I can get. So this ticks all those boxes. Yes, it's not as perfect as more resort-oriented jackets like the 3L Stretch from Burton's line, but it's just a nice balance between the two, and I really love it how it's backpack friendly but still resort friendly with a lot of pockets. So let's get into the fit here. This is a large. You can see my specs. I just love how this fits. I think it's a nice flattering build. They're starting to do like kind of a cool cut in the shoulders that flatters your almost any body type. It's a lot better than a lot of the older cuts from Burton's line, and I love what they're doing there.
So I tried this on the other day, and I do have like a down jacket on, but I felt like this fit, I mean, a very small amount bigger than my Burton cyclic jacket in a size medium, and maybe they tried to make it a little slimmer for backcountry, but I think this, I mean, I wouldn't want any sleeves, anything shorter than this, even, you know, for any type of jacket, but it could be a little bigger than my medium, but I definitely don't think it fits like your typical Burton large.
Let's get into the pockets and all that. Most backcountry jackets are limited with the pockets. Like for example, the Volcom Guide jacket. I love the way that jacket fits, feels, looks, but I hate that I don't have lower pockets. You just have two big pockets right here. Another jacket we tried from 686, the Nanga jacket. It's Gore-Tex 3-layer, an amazing, beautiful jacket, but it didn't really have that whole resort pocket thing going either. So what this does is it has two pockets right here that are really nice and big. I can almost fit a GoPro stick in here, and I can just sit here casually with my hands in a pocket and keep them warm. And I hated that when I had the Volcom Guide jacket. I kept going like this and forgetting that I didn't have that. I didn't realize how much I used my pockets. Then from there, you have a nice little front pocket here, and this is where I put my cell phone primarily. And then you have a little pocket here. This is where I put my little squeegee to clear my goggles on a wet day. You have another little pocket here with a nice little tool, a little scraper, kind of get ice off your stuff on a long ascent up. But it's kind of cool to have, where you can take that out and put a pass in there if you're resort riding. Then inside, you've got some cool stuff going on here. First off, you have two big pockets here where you could put your skins in if you want and keep them nice and warm next to you so they perform better on your next up if you're doing multiple ups. You have a nice little pocket here. It's big enough for a small cell phone, but not ideal. And this one's just tiny. But what I like doing is just putting my sunblock and my lip stuff there and leaving it there. So that's nice. And then you have this tiny little stash pocket right here. And you know, you guys know what that's for. But overall, inside the lining is great. No powder skirt, and I actually really like that. Most people aren't wearing pants like me. They're wearing bibs, so they don't really need a powder skirt. And I've never really cared for powder skirts with pants anyways, so I'm fine with it.
Like Jay, well, this is pretty straightforward. I mean, it is Gore-Tex Pro fabric. There's tons of info out there if you want to know more about it. The Burton does do a Blue Sign approved face fabric for this one.
This is so slick on the outside that it just feels like it's really hard for water to stick on it, or you know, that wet snow to stick on this material.
Yeah, it's got a sheen happening, but it's not over the top. It's nice. I like it.
Yeah, it just really, like, just everything just slides off this, and it's really cool because even with Gore-Tex 3-layer jackets, if you have kind of more of a porous, coarse outer layer, it can stick on there, and then it's easier to, if you press into it, it's easier to soak through. So I love that. So last thing here we're gonna do is test the hood. And I love how this hood, this is a size medium Smith Maze helmet, but this is super tightened up. You can see here, I've tightened it here. So if you have a large helmet, you're not like me with a large jacket but a medium helmet, and if you're a large jacket, large helmet, this is gonna be fine. Because look, even with this all the way tightened up, I have so much room to check my 6. On a powder day, I would need to tighten this up even more. And as the sun's going over the back of the mountain here, the light is changing. Sorry, but I wanted to do this outdoors and show you guys here. But on a powder day, you can tighten this up even more. And I love this contoured hood that just fits around the goggles perfectly and shields you from the element. The articulating hood's cool when you take it off because it just settles so easy down the back. It's just so much more out of your way. But on a storm day, I am stoked to have this contoured hood because the articulating hood leaves little patches that are just always exposed no matter how I tighten it, no matter how I do it, and I have to wear a face mask. So if it's one of those wet storms where it's kind of warm and wet, so you don't really want a face mask on, you can just use this and just get in and out, protect yourself going up the chair, ride down and get air. It's great, and I love that. So there you have it. That is the Tusk jacket. It's my favorite. I normally don't wear black, but it was just such a cool jacket that I was into it, and it's highly recommendable for anybody who splits or drift boards like I do and wants that in-betweener between resort and backcountry and wants it to be functional for all. All our reviews are a best effort, objective opinion from an average rider's perspective. There's no brand oversight, and we're free to say whatever we want. We send back everything unless it's a favorite, then we ask to keep those or straight up buy them. Now, if you need advice, fill out the eHarmony profile in the Contact Us section of the site. It's the only way I can help you properly. If you want to support us, and if what we reviewed appeals to you, it helps if you buy through our links. So, thanks for watching.